Welcome back, everyone, to the Librarium of Ludus Infinium. Today, we're going to discuss what is Chaos and who are its followers. To be fair, each of the four primary Chaos gods will get their own videos. In fact, that's going to be April for me. This will be a simple, quote-unquote simple, overview of what it is and who follows it. So, what is Chaos? Well, it is effectively two things. It is the psychic energy that comprises the warp, or the immaterium, the alternate world under the physical world. Think of the warp as the power source for psychers and a literal interpretation of hell. Chaos is also the forces who serve under the chaos gods, who reside in the immaterium, and to an extent make up the immaterium. I briefly touched on this before, but the most powerful entities of chaos are the chaos gods, who all embody a certain aspect of chaos, or together make up chaos undivided. The chaos gods being Khorne of bloodlust and war, Slaanesh of excess and hedonism, Nurgle of plagues and pestilence, and Tzeentch of psychers and change. So, why are they relevant? Well, they aren't most of the reason people do quote-unquote evil things, but kind of aren't at the same time. For instance, take two farmers on a feudal world. One farmer has more property than the other. Well, the second one could get these little ticks in the back of his mind, like, of jealousy and anger, and it just goes into, you want to punch him, 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 for weeks on end, and after a few weeks, maybe a month or so, turns into, you want to kill him, you want to kill him, you want to kill him, and then he kills him. This is kind of a long-term plan by Khorne. On the other hand, let's say the first farmer acquires some land of the second farmer and just steals it and some of his livestock. When the second farmer decides that the first one no longer needs his head and removes him of such frivolous things, that would require a lot less planning from Khorne, and that would be a bit impulsive. But also at the same time, using Nurgle as an example, if someone is sick and begs not to die, that will give Nurgle a new follower and a little bit of power, potentially. But if someone unleashes something like, say, the Life Eater virus on a planet, in the name of Nurgle, he gets a whole lot of power. And somewhat literally just eats it all up. Before we get more into the forces, let's go over the Immaterium and briefly over Psychers first, who will also get their own video in the next, 4 decades, because I don't like Psychers, thank you Black Crusade. The tabletop game. So, what is the Immaterium? How does it affect Psychers? And how does it affect other people? Simply, the warp is the power source of Psychers, and I will expand on that deeper in a Psychers video again in the next 4 decades. The Immaterium itself is, as I said before, a parallel dimension to the physical plane that is affected by emotion and belief, making it constantly changing and constantly wonderful and full of fluffy little things. However, there are some constants. For instance, each Chaos God has their own domain within the warp. And for the most part, they do remain the same. Unfortunately, Chaos is a bit ambiguous. And by a bit ambiguous, I mean one of the most ambiguous things of 40k. It and the warp are constantly changing. And also, when it comes to the forces, the power struggle is also constantly shifting to where one power does not stay in power over the others for very long, mostly milliseconds. There are a few cases of the Chaos Gods getting along for about 5 seconds to take on a greater threat to them. One of the most famous of these events is the Horus Heresy, where they all combined, decided, the Emperor is getting way too powerful, let's screw up his plans real quick, fast, and in a hurry. So who are the forces of chaos? Well, I'll touch on the specifics of each Chaos God's forces, but to put it simply, the forces of chaos are a combination of demons, cultists, Astartes, and members of the Dark Mechanicum. There are a variety of demons, not just ranging from lesser to greater demons, but some for each of the Chaos Gods, because all of them need their fluffy little pets. For instance, Khorne's bloodletters to his bloodthirsters, because blood. You also have demon princes, which are mortals who have ascended to demonhood and are second technically only to greater demons. Our next group is affectionately referred to as the Lost and the Damned, or effectively the non-Astartes, non-demon, non-Dark Mechanicus group of the wide-ranging heretics and renegades. So, for all intents and purposes, they are baseline humans who said, the Imperium sucks, so let me choose the group who are actually worse, but we are free to do whatever we want. This rant will be addressed a little bit later, but that's the essential basics of it. But Bosh! What of the orcs? What? But you're back. Great. Okay, so to answer your question, you have Gork and Mork, who are not only not a part of this video, or to my knowledge, Chaos Gods, because orcs are fucking strange in that and in almost every sense. But Bosh, isn't there a spiky knob all about blood and skulls? Yeah. Khorne, yes, there's a spiky knob, yeah. Technically be more like a spiky war boss, but sure. Let's go with that. Orcs don't really have a connection to chaos, so no. Most orcs outside of the old lore don't really fall to chaos often, if at all. But Bosh, I swear to Khorne, one more question, your skull is next. Sorry, Bosh, I'll stop now. Okay. Now that he's gone, where was I? Oh, yes. The humans of chaos. Now, even though there aren't any Dark Mechanicus in the group, there are still heretics and corrupt tech priests. The thing about them is they haven't been recruited into the Dark Mechanicus yet, from what I understand. So it's one of those things where they both have them, but one is actually part of the group. Like, one is a college alumni and the other one just was there. You know, they're a part of the big special group. This one's just like, yeah, I went there. The next group is the Chaos Astartes. The Chaos Space Marine Legions and Warbands. Bosh! They strong them spiky Marines, ain't they? Shit. It's back. Yes, Gharlox, they are strong. Some even speculate they are stronger than loyal Astartes due to their blessings. I, however, am not so sure about this, because it can be both a blessing or a curse. What you mean, Bosh? Okay, sit down, big fella, and I'll tell you. So, let's say any Astartes or human gains favor. They could ascend to demon princehood, or if they lose a great deal of favor or become too corrupt, they will turn into a chaos spawn. Okay, Bosh. Now I was confused. The chaos spawn thingies are the tentacly ones, right? Yes. Well, why would one of the spiky gods make their boys tentacly then? Well, because the chaos gods are very fickle bitches. And you can gain or lose favor for doing very small things. In fact, there are only a few champions who have remained relatively untouched over the years. And when I say over the years, I mean for thousands of years. In fact, one of them is my favorite character in 40k, and I did a recording on him previously. Oh, the angry boy! Yes, the angry boy Gharlox. Are you okay today? Yes, boss. Okay, you seem like you're asking a lot more questions than normal. Well, boss, if I want to be a bigger, stronger orc, I gotta be smarter than other orcs. I can't fault your logic for that. Okay, sure, fuck it. Set in, learn. So now we come to a group in which I will admit I know very little. The counterpart to the Adeptus Mechanicus, the Bomb Stock Mechanicus. So this collective group is almost like the Titan legions of old, who have turned their backs on not only the Mechanicus, but the Imperium as well. They combine the warp with technology for many interesting, and in more than a few cases, deadly combinations. But in all honesty, they will have to get their own recordings so I can do them a better service. But effectively, think of them as the Adeptus Mechanicus, just tentaclier. But boss, like, it was a joke. But boss, some do have tentacles. Gharlox. Do you mean to lock you up in the grot pin again? No, boss, I speak it. Okay. So, that was my basics of Chaos. I plan on doing a video on each of the Chaos Gods, as I said before. That will basically be April for me. And some of the subgroups, like the Dark Mechanicum and Chaos Astartes. That being said, I will see you all in the next one. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Gharlox, you got anything for the nice people? Yes, boss. Bye!